Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Canal Algérie's news in English and in today's top stories. During his periodic meeting with the national media representatives, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, sent strong messages that highlight the gains and achievements of the new Algeria and discusses important issues, namely related to teachers, parallel economy, and the military industry. In Turkey, the President of the Constitutional Court, Omar Belhaj, highlights the values enshrined in the Constitution to promote freedoms and establish the principles of tolerance and civilized values during his participation at the proceedings of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation's conference. The Ministry of Youth and Sports organizes a national forum titled Youth Spaces, an enabling vision to shed light on the achievements of youth, and the Minister of Youth and Sports welcomes the children from the national community abroad enthusiastically arriving to Algeria to participate in a camp dedicated to them. In Morocco, different social categories continue taking to the streets to demand their rights. In today's bulletin, we focus on doctors' demonstrations. Good evening, those are today's headlines. First in our news, during his periodic meeting with the national media representatives, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, discussed many important issues, namely related to teachers, parallel economy, and the military industry. Details with Daniel Bahri.
Throughout this periodic meeting held with national media representatives, the President of the Republic, Supreme Chief of the Armed Forces, Minister of National Defense, Abdelmajid Tebboune, reviewed many important files. An interview during which the President of the Republic reaffirmed that employment opportunities are available for graduates of national higher schools and institutes, namely teachers, stressing the particular interest he attaches to education, stating that it's not a question of a simple job, but of a whole process of education of generations by improving at the same time the socio-professional conditions of the teachers, who should not be considered as simple employees. In this context, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, recalled the need to finalize as soon as possible the bill relating to teachers to enable them to accomplish their mission in the best conditions and to educate generations who will serve their country. The President of the Republic also highlighted the importance of investment, describing it as profitable, especially in light of the new investment law, stressing the need of confronting the phenomenon of parallel economy and the funds circulating outside the institutions and the elimination of this phenomenon. The President also stressed that the national economy will benefit from these funds by creating wealth and job positions without causing inflation. With regard to the programs for reviving the national economy, the President of the Republic affirmed that Algeria is looking forward to embodying a real industry in the field of the automotive industry, praising the development of the national military, which is considered a locomotive of mechanical industry in Algeria after it succeeded in the manufacturing of engines and spare parts for heavy vehicles and tractors. He also stressed that the goal is to create a real car industry by integrating Algerian companies in the framework of subcontracting with the Italian partner to manufacture many components and passing to the manufacture of other items such as tractors, trucks, and motorcycles.
In cooperation, the President of the Constitutional Court, Omar Belhaj, highlighted during the founding conference of the Conference of Constitutional Bodies of Member States of the Islamic Cooperation Organization held in Istanbul, Turkey, the experience of Algeria in strengthening constitutional institutions, and this during the opening session that was chaired by the Turkish President, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, during the first session of the founding conference related to the role of Supreme Court in the protection of human rights. The President of the Constitutional Court reiterated that Algeria is proactive in supporting the effort to create a space for coordination among the OIC member states. Let's listen to the President of the Constitutional Court, Omar Belhaj.
The Algerian Constitutional Court and the Constitutional Council before it were the first to support Turkey's endeavors in developing a space for coordination between member states of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation in the field of constitutional justice. It also attached great importance to embodying this objective. Today, we hope that our contributions provided the desired results.
إذ نأمل اليوم أن تكون إسهاماتنا قد قدمت الإضافة المرجوة منها.
The President of the Constitutional Court also highlighted the values enshrined in the Constitution. Let's listen.
الدستوري في الجزائر بعين الاعتبار خلال التعديل الدستوري لسنة 2020.
The constitutional editor in Algeria took into consideration during the 2020 constitutional reform, which consecrated the Algerian people's commitment to the values of peace, tolerance, and national reconciliation, to protect Algeria from discord, violence, harm, hate speeches, and all forms of discrimination, through the consolidation of its spiritual and cultural values based on dialogue, reconciliation, and fraternity. The November 1st, 2020 Constitution also enshrined the fundamental rights and public freedoms and bound them to all authorities.
الحقوق الأساسية والحريات العامة وجعلها ملزمة لجميع السلطات.
The Ministry of Youth and Sports organizes on Friday and Saturday a national forum titled Youth Spaces and Enabling Vision at the International Conferences Center Abdulatif Rahal. The opening ceremony of the forum was chaired by the Minister of Youth and Sports in the presence of the Minister of Communication, Hamad Bouslimani, members of the government, and the chairman of the Higher Council of Youth, Mustafa Hidawi, and officials of national bodies and institutions. The objective of the forum is to shed light on the achievements of youth and to establish a national strategy that allows our youth to fully play their role in the construction of the new Algeria. 60 children from the Algerian community abroad and 7 supervisors arrived on Friday to Algeria for the kickoff of a camp dedicated for the community's children, pursuant to the directives of the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, to preserve the bridges of communication between the national community abroad and the homeland. The Minister of Youth and Sports, Abdelrazak Sibgag, accompanied by the rector of the Grand Mosque of Paris, Shamsuddin Hafiz, welcomed these children. Afaf Bilhushat reports in this story taken up by Sabrin Taferginit.
This group of Algerian children based in different European countries arrived this afternoon in Algiers to take part in the holiday camp of children of the Algerian community abroad. I came with all these kids to visit the country and have fun. We love our Algeria. My family is here, they are great, and I want to visit them. Algeria is great too. And this is in an application of the orientations of the President of the Republic, which aim to preserve the links with our Algerian nationals established abroad. Upon their arrival, these kids were welcomed by the Minister of Youth and Sports and the rector of the Grand Mosque of Paris. We aim to maintain the ties linking our kids based in Europe with their home country. They will have the opportunity to visit several provinces, discover Algeria's landscapes, diversity and richness. It's a historic day for the Grand Mosque of Paris, which has been collaborating with the Ministry of Youth and Sports for a year now, aiming to allow the youth of our national community to visit the country of their grandfathers. The parents of the kids, and before their arrival, made sure that everything is in order, from the passport to the travel authorization for minors. In a heartwarming atmosphere, the kids expressed their joy to discover their homeland. It is the opportunity to discover for the first time Algeria, especially the desert and the beautiful landscapes. I am so happy it is the occasion to witness the beauty of Algeria and taste its traditional foods. As previously mentioned, it is the initiative of the Ministry of Youth and Sports in collaboration with the Grand Mosque of Paris and the Consulate General in Paris, following some standards like age and the possession of a passport.
Il est important de souligner que cette initiative ou ce genre
It is a
d'initiative
praiseworthy
louable
initiative coming under the President of the Republic instructions, aiming to reinforce the ties between the Algerian community abroad and their homeland.
La communauté nationale étrangère et la mère patrie. Ces colonies de vacances du mois de décembre sont une expérimentation.
Next summer, a significant number of kids from France will participate in the summer camp.
À très grande échelle, normalement sur tout le territoire français, nous aurons des centaines et des centaines d'enfants qui pourront assister, donc participer à ces colonies de vacances.
In the next 10 days, a very rich program including Tipaza, Erdea and Tikijda is waiting for these kids.
Products labeled Made in Algeria continue to attract foreign economic operators for partnership opportunities, which we saw throughout the Algerian Production Fair, the event that was an opportunity for Algerian exhibitors to network with potential partners in order to export their products abroad. A report by Malika Bilal, commentary by Manal Ammari.
The National Production Fair is an unmissable economic event, which enables participants and business owners who usually promote and sell their products of all kinds locally to advertise them on a national scale. We started manufacturing 3D carpets since 2019. It is a new product in Algeria. We have a 90% integration rate in our Algerian production.
Jusqu'à 90%, c'est des produits algériens.
This fair is an opportunity for producers, manufacturers, and other economic operators to meet potential partners and access the international market, particularly the African market, in which they're showing an increasing interest, since it is considered a national priority due to the significant opportunities it has to offer. We just started our household furniture business and we have many contacts to distribute our products. Exportation is also a goal of ours, which we hope we will be able to achieve soon, especially since this fair was an opportunity for us to meet potential partners who are interested in exporting our products.
Grâce à un savoir 100% algérien, nous avons atteint les 50%.
Thanks to a 100% Algerian knowledge, we now have clients beyond Algerian borders in Africa and other continents, in countries such as Senegal, Mauritania, Tunisia, Saudi Arabia, as well as Europe, namely France.
La Tunisie, et même nous avons des clients en Arabie Saoudite.
Permanent exhibitions are planned in African countries starting from 2023 in order to promote products that are fully made in Algeria. This event will remain an annual gathering which brings together Algerian enterprises from all over the national territory with possible partners to create future partnership opportunities.
A unit of the Ministry of National Defense develops an efficient strategy which tracks down hackers aiming to threaten the country's security. The unit also strives to reinforce the offensive capabilities if needed. Sabrin Taferginit again.
Electronic and cyber warfare have the ability to put a country upside down and drown whole nations in anarchy. Algeria has sophisticated means to deal with any attack of this kind.
The Central Establishment for Innovation of Transmission Equipment is responsible of the conception, assembly and manufacturing of transmission equipment and the information system meeting the international standards, thanks to the Algerian experts who graduated from the Algerian military schools and universities.
Several cybernetic attempts have targeted Algeria, ended up with a total failure thanks to the sophisticated means of National People's Army.
At the level of our company, we produce optical fiber and different kinds of it for an internal and external use for National People's Army units in order to connect them to the informatic systems.
The National People's Army proved its skills and expertise alongside mastering the new technologies of the fourth-generation communication with the aim to deal with any danger, notably the cybertechnic one. It also owns high-resolution equipment, such as this fiber optic station, with a capacity of 10 gigabytes per second, with a very high transmission and reception rate. We train National People's Army elements in this field according to the international standards. The Department of Transmission and Information System is a crucial department in the National People's Army units, an army that watches over the security of the people and their territory.
As we were saying earlier, products made in Algeria continue to attract foreign economic operators, especially African operators, which was also reflected in the 36th edition of the International Economic Manifestation Asihar that began on Friday in Tamanrast, witnessing a record national and international participation. The kickoff signal was given by the Ministry of Trade and Promotion of Exports, Canal. Among the attendees were the Secretary General of the Ministry of Trade of Niger and members of the Diplomatic Corps of Mali, Niger, Chad, Mauritania, and of Burkina Faso. In Morocco, the situation keeps aggravating. This time we shed light on the doctors' demonstrations denouncing the socio-professional situation and demanding more rights. Rania Al-Bahri will tell us more.
The fed-up is once again expressed in the Moroccan streets by members of the National Union of Unemployed Doctors. The doctoral students and elite doctors of society also experienced extremely unfavorable conditions. For 3 years, the unemployed doctors called to regularize their professional situation. We are witnessing the decline of the purchasing power and the takeover of bureaucracy and kleptocracy over democracy, in addition to extortion and the poor political transparency, as well as corruption in all its forms, in the economic, political, social and administrative fields. Some employees are slowly destroying the public institution in Morocco. For months, Moroccans continue to fight to improve their socio-economic and professional situation to preserve their dignity. We are here in front of the headquarters of the Parliament, demanding our right in employment and our right to pass on the test in all transparency. We are pleading to the government again and those elected in the Parliament to listen to the Moroccan wasted young talents and competences that the country is not benefiting from. Instead, they are oppressed here on the streets of Rabat. These 100 people denounce the abuses they suffer from their government in a country that claims to be respectful of human rights.
And with that, our English news edition comes to a close. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.